Get booed off.
So that's the way
you would get booed off the stage.
That's the biggest challenge we have.
He said you would get booed off the stage. What's your response to him?
Well, he looks very unhinged. I mean, a lot of people have concerns about him. And I'm not sure if he was on something, but I do hope he gets the help that he needs. But more importantly, I hope the young women get the justice they deserve when it comes to him.
Oh my goodness. The Gaetz-McCarthy feud continues, and it's so much fun when it's not actually destroying the country. The two have been at each other's throats since Gaetz successfully pushed McCarthy out of the House speakership. Their fight bubbled up once again on Tuesday when Gaetz taunted McCarthy at the RNC, as you saw in the beginning of that clip, about his lack of a speaking slot at the convention. Gaetz had his fun then, but McCarthy may have gotten the last laugh with his response. Here's that.
I mean, you're referring to the House Ethics Committee investigation that is ongoing.
Yeah, with his partner in jail because they paid underage women for sex and drugs. Yeah, that's what I'm referring to.
So he has denied all of that. I'm wondering, doesn't he deserve the presumption of innocence here?
Well, people are in jail. The women have confirmed it. He came to me. If I still wanted to be speaker, I could have done something illegal and stopped the ethics committee investigation that started 4 years before.
He told you to stop the ethics
investigation. That's what the whole motion to vacate was about.
He's denied that, of course, that he urged you to stop the investigation.
No, I had other members come to me. He came to me. I had other people who were on TV that he talked to. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So no, there's no denying it.
Wow, hell hath no fury like a GOP speaker scorned. And while I'm not a fan of McCarthy's, I'm here for it.
The video will continue in just a moment. But first, I have a message for you. TYT needs your help. Membership is vital to survival. So please go to tyt.com/team and become a member today.
There's more, but before we go on, Adrienne, do you have any initial thoughts on this feud?
I think it is incredibly entertaining. I'm looking forward to the Netflix special on it. These men are absolutely absurd, but I hope this continues because this is kind of what our nation needs, a little bit of drama, especially given Gaetz's interesting appearance.
We're going to get to his appearance. McCarthy said a lot in that clip, right? And a lot that we can't really confirm. He's saying that these things are what he's saying, but let's briefly remind you of the details that we do know for certain when it comes to Gaetz and minors. The Gaetz associate McCarthy was referring to there is Joel Greenberg, and he was sentenced to 11 years in prison for a variety of crimes, including sex trafficking of minors. After the sentencing, Greenberg's attorney, Fritz Scheller, said he was disappointed that the Justice Department hasn't charged anyone else as part of the sex trafficking investigation, specifically Matt Gaetz. Here is some reporting from CNN. It says, as part of his plea deal, Greenberg provided information to investigators about Gaetz related to the sex trafficking probe. A source familiar with the case previously told CNN. Women who attended parties with Greenberg and Gaetz previously told CNN that they had participated in sex parties near Orlando that featured local political figures, young women, Venmo payments, alcohol, and drugs. It all sounds so gross. The Gaetz probe has certainly had a lot of its ups and downs. The DOJ declined to charge him back in January, but just last month, the House Ethics Committee announced that they were continuing parts of their probe, specifically that they would be pursuing the allegations of sexual misconduct. And said the committee also disclosed it had spoken with more than a dozen witnesses, issued 25 subpoenas, and reviewed thousands of pages of documents in this matter. Gaetz has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing, including ever having sex with a minor or paying for sex. And this is just a side note, but Don Jr. called his 17-year-old daughter sexy before she spoke at the RNC. What is wrong with them, Adrienne? Please help us out.
Oh, I think there are a lot of issues there. I think that's just, we don't have the time to address them. But, I'm really glad that they are continuing this probe. I really think also that the Department of Justice needs to continue its probe, because to see Greenberg serving time when he had informed on Gaetz, it just makes you think that certain people are above the law. And I think the whole exercise with prosecuting Trump is to show that individuals are not above the law. So let's also extend that to Gaetz. Too often do we see in our society where violence against women is swept under the rug or it's disregarded. And especially if that individual is in a position of power. And so why not show that Matt Gaetz can be held accountable just like Bob, Jim, and Tim out on the street corner? That's what I want to see from our federal government. But of course, as we know, Gaetz will lobby and push for Trump to be in office because he is really hoping for that pardon. Because as far as I'm concerned, I do not believe what he has to say about the things that he claims he did not engage in.
Yeah. I mean, this has been an ongoing thing that's been plaguing Matt Gaetz, and somehow he's managed to evade any kind of accountability, really, any kind of meaningful accountability. So hopefully the probe makes more progress than what we've seen. We've already seen his associate get nailed for the exact same thing, something that his associate said that Matt Gaetz was very much involved in. But we have to talk about this next thing, Adrienne. So it was Representative Derek Van Orden. He's a Republican from Wisconsin. He had this to say about Matt Gaetz. He said the RNC debuts its first AI-powered inflatable sex doll to speak at the national convention. He's of course referring to Matt Gaetz's face, his arched eyebrows. He had very precisely drawn eyebrows on. It seems like he had a lot of work done, a lot of cosmetics procedures. And one MAGA fan said, Matt Gaetz needs to lay off the Botox. Damn, Adrienne, what's going on with his face?
Oh, I don't know if he went to some podunk doctor down in Florida, but he needs to hop on out to Beverly Hills or hit New York City if he wants to get his dentistry done right. Because we've all been to the dentist, boo. We get a few CCs, a little tune up, a little perk, a little push. But whatever Matt Gaetz got was a kick in the face because those brows are browing. They are up high, arched. They are the golden arches were there. But then the worst part was the forehead. It's an excessive use of Botox. You could not tell if that man was excited, surprised, sad, whatever, because it did not move. It wasn't helpful. That and the fillers, he had some tanning going on. It was way too much. I don't know what he needs, but as far as I'm concerned, contact Demi's people. Demi Moore hitting it out of the ballpark. She had some struggles before, but Matt, get in touch with Demi's people and get it done because what you got going, it's going and it's going to take a few months to go away.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to shame anybody for getting anything done.
Oh, I will shame.
Yeah, right.
If you get it done poorly.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like he has money, right? You have connections, you have contacts, you know the people, or you should know the people. I don't understand how people in such influential positions still end up with such bad facial construction, especially right before something like the Republican National Convention, something where he's going to be seen by all of these people who want to see him, presumably, right? Republicans are the ones who want to see and hear him speak. I saw a side-by-side of him from just a few years ago to today. It's like two different people. It's really terrifying, like the things that they're willing to do. And I get it. We're on camera. People see your face. People are scrutinizing you on social media, whatever. But my goodness, I think he's done a lot more harm than good. And like, can he reverse it? Can you get?
Oh, he can. Yeah, he can dissolve his fillers. The Botox will take a while, but you can do certain things like, considerable intake of alcohol helps reduce Botox. But it was way too much, and it's unfortunate because he should have gone to someone with a softer touch, someone who is a professional, knows what they're doing, because it just looks excessive and overdone. But it also speaks to that underlying sense where you have the Republicans going after drag queens. And then at the same time, you have the Republicans getting a lot of work done. And it just almost seems quite hypocritical at the same point. But also, I've said it before, Biden had work done. I can see, the fact that his forehead doesn't move, there's a reason for that. And it's like a lot of these men are getting work done, and more power to them. If you want to refresh yourself, head on to the dentist. That's great. But at least if you're gonna do it right, because we already have so much smoke on you, Gaetz. And so just to throw your face into it too, you're just gonna become one big forehead. And it's like, I wanna talk about other things, like the terrible things you've done.
Yes, right. Like every time that graphic popped up, it was kind of scary. The contour was snatched, like it's drag makeup, right? Like that's there it is.
And then oh my God, and the tanning and everything, like, and also and the teeth whitening, who lied to this man? Because that's the point of having a partner, somebody you can go to and say, honey, do I look okay? Do I look presentable? And that woman told him, hit the streets. Or maybe she even said, ask a little 17-year-old friend. I don't know, but she was not looking out for him, because to let your man leave the house looking at it in a constant state of surprise, a tanned constant state of surprise, it's wrong.
Maybe it was sabotage. Who knows? Who knows what was going on there? Maybe things will get better for Matt Gaetz as far as his face is concerned, but as far as the other allegations actually against him, hopefully things get a lot worse for him very soon, because the evidence seems to be there.
Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.